Here we go. Now you can see right now. I'm Tayyab, so from Pakistan. People know me. If you don't know, you just comment me. I will tell you. So yeah, and I usually invite teacher from different part of the world. But right now, I just invited one person from US. Oh, not US, from UK. So most probably we will do a lot of funny things over here. If you want to join me, you can send a request. Welcome to Waldrimni. I can't pronounce your name. Sorry for that. Yeah, if you want, you can send me a request. But I join a one teacher. He's from UK, and we will make a lot of fun and enjoyment over here in this platform. And most probably you will join. Oh, Muskan Rajput, welcome to come over here in my live session. That's the cool one. So yeah, Lucas over here, Luca is over here. So we will definitely make a fun. So be careful with us and don't forget to just send me a request. I accept a request. And oh my god, who is over here with us? Let's see. Hello, 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 hello. Who's over here with us? Who is talking? Muskan Rajput. Speak up. Oh, Luca, I'm waiting for you, bro. Send me a request and let's see who's going on over here. I'm not sure who's over. Look. Oh my god. Luca. Oh yeah, here we go. So Muskan, are you there? Oh my god, she just denied the request. So
Um,
here we go. Let's do it.
how are you doing? You okay?
I'm perfect. I'm doing great. So
Yeah.
let me write a comment for you. So how you have been doing? Long time no see. Yesterday we met and today after
Long
love.
time. Yeah, long time no see. I was busy. Well, I've been busy working today, so
Yeah.
I'm trying to just make sure everything is in order,
Yeah.
So how about you?
I'm good. I'm pretty well. I'm
Yeah.
happy to hear.
Yeah.
Most probably we will crack the stage at this time.
Yeah. So, what did we yesterday we had a lot to talk about, didn't we? So today I wanted to focus a bit more on learning techniques and get rid of some ideas people might have about language learning theories.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And yeah, so what you want to share and where we start? First of all, just let me write it down something for you. Send a
yeah,
request and join us. That's enough.
yeah.
So yeah, here we go.
Oh, open
So
mic show, he says. Open mic show.
yeah, people can join and they share what they want because yesterday, people started
Mm.
talking about something that's not appropriate on the live session, but we did. So that's why I said open mic. You can talk if you want, but we try to be limit you. Then you just cross it.
Exactly, man. How are you doing today, anyway, before we begin?
Actually, I got a interview call today,
Yeah.
and so tomorrow is my interview. Let's see what's happening. So I was just preparing for the interview and all those notes and all this stuff that's beside me. I have just put it over here,
So
all
you're
my
practicing.
things.
So what kind of job is it?
It's just like a process engineer position.
Okay.
I did two interview already, and right now
Yeah.
they called me a third one. So let's see, if we can
Is
meet
it
the criteria.
is it an English speaking one?
But I usually prefer to impress those interviewer by using English. So I will try to
Okay.
do. Yeah. The first interview I did in one native language, second completely in English, and
Yeah.
this would be the third one. So let's see. Maybe I think so. The top management would be over there in the interview.
Yeah.
So they will ask me, and when I use English, so they definitely impress. So I will try to do that. But let's see what happens. But I think the organization who are ready to hire me, they are a little bit confused. Sorry for that because they confused. they are thinking maybe we should hire this guy or not, because after 2 months later, I receive a third interview call. So it is, maybe they just put me on a standby. So no, because they are not sincere to moving further. Let's see tomorrow what will be happening.
What you got to understand about these big companies is they're always they are looking through like enormous amounts of CVs, you know. So you know what? That's a different conversation for a different day because I do believe like a lot of these companies who are hiring, they just look at which person who the person who is most well spoken or the best presentable CV. And I don't believe that is sometimes the best thing to do, you know. So corporate companies and big companies, I think there is a lot of questions to be asked about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, during the interview, I realized that they are not ready to give me a higher salary because we negotiate a lot about the salary stuff. I said I
Yeah,
can't able to if you are not giving me this amount, but they are ready to give me half of the price that I was expecting. So that may be, I think, the problem. They are just finding the candidate who can work like, what we call that, just following the footstep. They
yeah,
don't like innovate and any other person. They just need a person who just take a little bit amount of money and just follow
yeah.
what the organization is saying. They said yes, sir, and just move. They are not ready to accept a new idea, new technique, new innovation. So I think so that kind of company. But again, there are some things you are also right. They may be looking someone else who are matching their criteria and
I
getting
mean,
a lower.
money is a big criteria. I didn't mention that. I thought I'd leave that out, but money is definitely a big criteria for them. So when they get cheap labor, as we call it, it's easier for them because they pay out less money. But because of that, the work that is presented by this person or candidate is not the best, you know, because he's just going to see it as a job. And if you see it just as a job, you're just going to fulfill your demands and objectives for the day and do nothing extra. You know, so if you're the kind of person who wants individual growth and self growth, I mean, that kind of job is not for you. Like me personally, like when I was working for people, I felt underappreciated. I felt like I was out of place. I didn't feel I was too good for them, but I did realize I could do things a lot better than them. Right. So for that reason, I kind of started working for myself, which has been quite a journey, to be honest.
Yeah, some organization does not allow you to expand yourself. They are just giving you a lot of pressure and try to be find a person who can just say they just know one thing, yes sir, and do what they said. They are
Yes,
not
man.
ready to.
We don't want to be yes men.
Yeah, that may
We
be
don't.
problematic. But the problem is that if you are not a yes man, so maybe you have enough. You must have a job. Then you can
Yeah.
expect better than that. Because when you don't have a job, other person may be feeling doubtful to hire you. So that may be the problem. So I will just try to enter into the because I took almost 1 year break, one more than 1 year when I started learning this language. So it's a long break. So I'm ready to enter into the organization sector, and then I will try to be applied to another one because
Yeah.
that what is my plan. I'm not ready to work over here, even though if I got a job, then let's see. I don't deny that. I will definitely grab it. But my preference is something else, which I will tell you, which I told you already.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, you have to do what you have to get to the position you want to be. How old are you?
I'm 27 or 20, not complete 27, 26 and a half, something like that.
So
Not complete.
how many years experience of work do you have? How many years of work experience? 2 years.
Two. Yeah, I started when I was 23. I just started working, and after
Yeah.
that, when I 25,
Hey,
so
William. Sorry, that's
yeah,
one of my students, previous
okay.
students. William. How are you doing, William? Yeah. But yeah, what as you're saying, so if you've got 2 years experience in the workplace, and you're 27, maybe you need a few more years. And then me personally, I would say is work for yourself. That's the only way, like, yes, Sam. I think that's the only way like any progression can take place for you as an individual, right? If you really want the higher levels, I think working for yourself is the best um, course to take, right?
I just made a plan to work 5 to 6 years in different kind of organization to get a better experience. And then I
Yeah,
will definitely work by myself, do some consultancy and other kind of stuff to just
yeah,
like you start a business, I will do the same thing. But you know, in my profession, it's not easy. You just mean to say you just rent it or maybe you just buy a compartment or area and you start teaching. But in my
yeah,
my mean to say my profession, it's not easy. We have to produce something and then we have to say or maybe we have to give some expertise, and when we are giving or suggesting anything to any organization, we need a teamwork, mean to say 5 or 6 engineers who are just dealing with the problem of different organization and try to check
yeah,
it out with the lab. These kind of things that require money, especially many process. We can't play with the small things. Let's say small things you can play in the laboratory, so they are not
yeah,
ready to invest. So
yeah,
they only invest when they are dealing with the big stuff and big margin things, and that's why I require a lot of money. But you can say that it could be but starter should be from a small amount. Then you can move further and further. So let's
So
see.
what kind of industry is that? So what kind of things are you producing and what kind of things are you working on?
Okay, the last company that I work is just like a producing additive of polymer. Because
Yeah,
when polymer are processing, have you seen some different kind of object? Some of them are circular shape, some of the plastic
yeah,
objects. So
yeah,
different kind of object. So what was happening when you are using different kind of objects and passing through a different kind of machines? Most of them are molding machine, inject molding machine, and
yeah.
compress molding machine. So different kind of molding machine who mold the polymer in a different shape. So when during
Okay,
the process of molding, we require some additive. So
right.
those additive we were preparing in the last organization, and this organization also planning to prepare those kind of those kind of additive again.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I hope that goes well for you, man. Hope that really
Yeah,
success.
it's
So
small,
that,
but more or less in a big exposure.
yeah,
I don't like to work in the polymer industry. I like to work with oil, gas, fertilizer, urea industry. That's a big university, big
big
brand.
money, big money.
Yeah, definitely big money, but the jobs are a little bit complicated. Okay, in oil and petroleum, it seems that you are working wonderful job, but can you
Yeah,
imagine in an offshore area, production or process engineers stay over there? They
yeah,
can't able to communicate with the local people in offshore area, so it's almost 15 days or 10 days they stay over there. But again, money, there are positive aspects and negative aspects as well. Money,
yeah,
you may get a better money, handsome amount of money,
yeah,
but you live, you disengage with the people when you
yeah,
are living on a production side. So
yeah,
majority of time, these are the negative prospects of doing working in a chemical engineering industry, because we have been engaging only for 200, 300, or 400 people every day, but not for a local person. All of them are operator, manager, or maybe colleague, but these are the same faces. You just like that. If you are a doctor, you may communicating with different kind of people. They
yeah, yeah, yeah,
come to, like you teacher, different mindset of people are coming to meet with you.
yeah.
But in engineer, only a few people who are engaging or concerning with your business, they just come and visit with you.
Okay, nice, man. Nice. So when's that interview?
Sorry?
When is that interview?
Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pakistan time.
In English?
Yeah, I will try to talk in English, but some people, maybe manager, when I talk, they said, "Oh, you know a lot of English. So what about the other technicalities?" Something like that. They just try to critique me. But anyhow, because the last time I did an interview, manager can't able to speak English, and they show off me that. and they say, "Oh, your English is good, but what about the technical side?" So I said, "It is a comment. You can check me." I straightforwardly. I
Yeah.
said straightforwardly that it is a comment or compliment. What is it? You just check me, and then let's see. So they may become rude at that time because I said those things. So
Well, to be honest, as a person and as who you are, you represent, I think that's the best thing to do anyway, you know? Don't ever hold back just because somebody is going to give you a job, right? It doesn't matter, because no matter what you are, what you do, you will always find a way to make money. It doesn't need to be a job, right? A lot of people believe I need to get a job and experience to get through this life. That's not true, you know, it's not true. You have many business people in the past who didn't have jobs and they just made their own jobs. So they started selling goods, maybe, or they started inventing things. The job is not the only way forward in life. That's all I'm gonna say. Like the job for me is it's a new way of control. You know, it's a new form of control, in my opinion. At the moment you start attaching money value to something that, like for example, if I attach money value to a person, like if I say you are worth this much, a US Tayyib is worth what, £3,000? How do I know that you are worth £3,000? What calculations did I do to make you to make me believe you are worth £3,000? Am I investing in you? Am I investing in your time? Am I investing in your skills? What am I investing in? So one of the most popular discussions, or an interesting discussion that I've come across recently, is the value of marketing, people in advertising and marketing, or branding, for example, because you can get someone to brand or make you a logo. You can pay them close to nothing, maybe £10, which is nothing, right? Then on the opposite end of the scale, you can pay somebody a £1,500, right? The logo will probably be the same, right? Or the impact of the logo will probably be the same. It just depends on how much value you perceive that to have, right? And I think that is very specific to each individual. So as soon as you put money that somebody's worth this much money, or for example, in England, we have a minimum wage, which is £8.60 something or 80 something. As soon as you do this, I think things get a bit sketchy, because now as soon as money gets involved, the workflow, the quality of work, it's never going to be the same. You know, it's never going to, as soon as money is involved. You know, I think the whole setup of the capitalist society right now is that way, and it's quite difficult to get out of. But we are lucky because we can set our own businesses up. We can work for ourselves, you know. And I promote that to all my students. I said, ultimately, ownership is key. To own and run and organize your own thing, that's the key thing, right? Because now, instead of them paying you £10 an hour, you're paying somebody else £10 an hour. Okay? Now, you know what I mean?
yeah, but the thing is that starting a business and setting a goal in a specified direction is a tough job. And those students, I just read, no, I said that during the education period, let's say you are in your university, at that time you have to realize which area that you want to hit. If you would realize, or if you were realize, you would able to, when you finish your education, maybe you get a little bit experience, and after that you will start immediately where you want to hit. But if you are thinking that and you are dependent on different organization and you don't have a money, then your mind is just, around, not able to start. But sooner or later, yeah, because the thing is that I said, you start your business right now. Have you done before? Maybe I think so. You are just doing some work under the supervision of some organization. Is it right?
Well, I've been part of a lot of startups. I've been a part of about 3 or 4 startups in my past experience. So even saying that, I'm going to tell you something. When I went to university, right, I had 3 classmates who signed up to the same course as me. What they did was they took their government funds. So there were 3 of them. They took their government funds. Between them, they had about £15,000. They opened a restaurant. dropped out of
Okay.
university. They dropped out of university. Within the first year, they already paid their student loan back to the government, right? So
Mhm.
that's an example of somebody who's just like, or three people who came together, put their money together, open a restaurant, and now they're successful. They've got like about, I'd say about 6 or 7 other restaurants within the region. You know what I mean? So they did well, man. You know, they were forward thinking. Jobs are not the only way. This 9 to 5 that everybody is selling you. No, man. I think this is very um, one-sided. It's made for the businessman. It's not made for the worker, right? 9 to 5 is made for the businessman.
Absolutely right. But you know, the perfect, let's suppose if you just let the example, what should I do? I should have to hire some, what we can, they that. So there are some multiple things which I can't able to explain over here because it's an open air live session. Otherwise, it's require a lot of money. You said they just try to capture our money and take a risk. Business require a big risk. If you are a
Yeah,
risk taker, that maybe you may fall down from one startup, maybe you fall down on one startup,
yeah,
but maybe you fall down on a second startup, or maybe you fall down on the third startup, but at the end you will get up and you realize which area that you are working. So it's require a lot of risk, but some people just get a risk from the first attempt, but those people have do a, what we call a comprehensive workout before start taking a startup or any risk. They know where they have to do these things, how they plan, how they take a risk, and all those stuff. If they know, and everybody, if they know, if they do a hard work behind the business or any kind of stuff, then they definitely get the reward. But if you are just playing blindly and you are entering into the market and you don't know what is going on in the market, so the chances of your excellence is not, it's not as comparable to the other person who did the work before.
well,
So
don't forget what's his name now, Richard Branson, right? Virgin. Like the reason why he called his brand Virgin is because he was a virgin to business. He never did business before, right? So that's why he now he owns a brand called, and he failed almost 50 something times, right? He failed almost 50. You can check Google Richard Branson, you'll find out how many times he actually failed. And if he stopped as an individual, is he stopped doing what he was doing, he would never be where he is. So that's an example of learning on the job, right? I think the key thing is here is how much courage or balls, like we call it balls, right? How much balls do you have to move forward and accept failure, right? I think one of the key problems in modern day is we are not happy about accepting failure. As soon as we fail, we are block. We go into depression mode, right? You go into depression mode, nothing's going to happen. But as soon as you accept failure as being something that can push you forward, that can project you into the direction you need to go, you can do anything you want, right? So, like me, I've had many job interviews in my life, right? And I've been working since I was 12 years old, right? I used to give newspapers, I used to post newspapers. I used to get £5 a week, right? To post
mm,
newspapers, right? My second job, I was a waiter. In that job, I used to earn, I think it was £20 a night, and I'd work for like 7 or 8 hours, The job after that, I worked in a bank, right? Luckily, one of my teachers, he had a friend who worked in a bank, and this teacher particularly liked me. So he said, why don't you try it? So I went to the bank. Third job was in the bank, and it's probably the worst job I've ever had. It was just because I was young at the time and I was training. I couldn't deal with the cash. I couldn't deal with anything. I had to just sit there and watch for a very long time. And for me, that was kind of boring, to deal with, to be in a bank and not be able to deal with it. I want to take the cash, put it in my pocket, and go home. You know what I mean? But then my job after being a cashier, I sold insurance, car insurance on the street, cold calling. Best teacher ever. Who is that?
best teacher ever.
Yeah, but yeah. So Fernando Alejandro, is that you? Anyway, so my job after that was selling car insurance. After that, I ended up with a company. Are you in Manchester? Yes, I am. DM me and we can talk. Um, we worked another company with my friend. He owned a startup company teaching music. So I was initially on his course. I was like 14 at the time. I joined the course, and he took me on as a mentor. So by the time I was 17 or 18, I was mentoring music to young children who came in on the courses after that. So I've always been in work. And then after that, I had a job interview for teaching at a specific company, which didn't go through because I went to China at that time. I was part of a startup that was a charity, an NGO. We raised a lot of money. Must have been the first time we raised about, I think it was £50,000. After that, we raised 5 million, which is like amazing for us. After that, I left and I went to China. I came back, went to another job interview, got the job. Um, 3 or 4 interviews, got the job. But the point was, me inside, I would, because I didn't want to work for anyone anyway. I will tell you, yes, DM me, Fernando Alejandro. So for that reason, I stopped working for people and I went on my own personal journey, which led to me to here and now. And you know what the good thing is? It's so like I am free, you know, I am free from the constraints of the work people. You know, I can say anything I want, whenever I want, however I want to say it, because I work for myself now, you know? So I don't need to care, nor do I worry about what people say about me, because the people I deal with will always remember me, right? They will always remember me as an individual. So they will always buy into me because they have belief in me. So I don't even care anymore. Like people ask me like, what's your job? Sometimes I say nothing. I say I'm just at home, you know? And
Yeah.
the reason for that is because who are they to question me about my job? Like, I don't care about your job, mate, right? You can do whatever you want. So the value that I hold of you is the interaction we have. It's not because you are a bank manager or an insurance salesperson. I don't care. If you treat me with respect, I'm going to treat you with respect, right? So,
Absolutely,
you
absolutely.
know, honestly, so sometimes people will come up to me and like, what do you do? And sometimes I'm like, nothing, because I don't want to prove anything to them. I have nothing to prove to them. You know, if you know me and know about me, you wouldn't even ask that question, right? You would ask something that is more appropriate, like, how are you doing? You know, how's your life? Not what do you do as a job? Like, who cares what you do as a job? You know?
Actually, the problem is that it's a little bit difficult for me to understand this thing because
Yeah.
you are in the UK right now.
Yeah.
You are in the UK, so I
Hmm.
thought that how you get more student because everybody is just speaking English. Maybe let's suppose if I just come to your country or land in your country or may land in the
Yeah.
airport, I will never hire a teacher because I just talk. I just make a friendship with any native speaker, and then I will practice my English and try to check it out and all this stuff. So maybe how you get, maybe if you are living in my country, then it could be sensible that you can, maybe your class is full of students because everybody want to learn English. They are not in the environment where they can speak English. That's why they come to see you. But in
Yeah.
your environment, yeah, so in your environment, it's a little bit challenging to convince someone to come into your class and give a quality education and saying that I'm giving you English coaching and training. So how you just justify that? I know that maybe you can hit only a few people, just like those people who just immigrant, but I'm not sure you can explain that.
So basically, like finding students. First of all, my market, like my majority of my students are Chinese, right? The reason why they're not on here is because this is Instagram. This is not my avenue of exposure. I don't give a shit about Instagram. I'm gonna be honest, right? Because Instagram is very for the Western world, right? As you can see, these are all my advertising posts. They're all in Chinese, right? I don't care about the Western market because that is not my market. As for them coming to my classes, yeah, and they have the best time ever. They have the most memorable experience, you know. Like I can guarantee that because I talk to them differently, you know. But if I look locally, as I've been in the UK, I've had a lot of students from Spain, Fernando Alejandro, who is just there, he's from Spain. William, he's French. Yesterday we had someone pop in who was Chinese, who's actually now in Canada. That's the only reason he's using Instagram. My outlet and my demographic or my market is the Chinese market. So for me, I'm using their social media platforms, like the original TikTok, right? The original TikTok is Chinese. I'm also using WeChat, which is also Chinese, right? So for me, the majority of my students are coming from there, you know, and now the natural progression as for me, as who I am as an individual, is not to only teach, is to provide other services. For example, I have two students who are lawyers from Brazil, right? So they've come to the UK to specifically learn English to Manchester, and they found me to help them in their professional English development, you know. So I mean, my client basis varies, you know. So for me, my classroom, to fill my classrooms up, um, I haven't, up until now, I haven't advertised, right? I haven't. From whatever I do in my business, alhamdulillah, I thank God for that, to be honest, right? So I haven't like advertised. It's all word of mouth. And you know what? The quality of your work and the way you interact with people will ultimately be the way you are perceived, right? So,
100%
it,
right.
yeah, yeah, it doesn't matter.
The word of mouth and the quality of the work that you are giving to anyone who share those quality of work to other, that is, it's taking worth a lot rather than just anyone see you through the poster or pamphlet. Maybe that's a good, it's good and sensible. But when you are just engaging something personal, exposed, you are behaving me appropriately and you help me to reach my goal. The way that I talk about other people, or maybe I just share your perception and say that
Yeah,
this, I'm a practical example and I reached this level because of this person and he's my
yeah,
teacher. Other people also assume that one day we will do the same thing. So that is me, it's a good explanation and giving the
yeah.
demonstration to someone else when you are just sharing your
Because
own
what you got to understand also is that I'm not a normal teacher, man. I'm not like your regular teacher. Like I like to be friends with my students, right? So I like to talk to them how they speak. So if I have a student who's from the street, right, I'm going to speak to him like he's from the street, right? If I have a student who's from a professional environment, I'm going to speak to them like they're from, like I'm from the same environment. So for that reason, I think the way I teach my students is different because I prefer to be a teacher. Like a lot of my students now, they are businessmen, you know. If I'm thinking specifically the Arab and Chinese students, they are businessmen right now. You know, they're not like they left their countries, they've gone to Canada, they've opened gyms, they've opened companies, and not small companies. They're good sized companies, and they still remember me till this day. You know, they still talk to me. They'll still drop in. Hey, Lucky, what's going on? You know, how are you? Are you good? How's your family? What are you doing? Come visit us. You know, so that for me is more important. And if I can make money whilst establishing key friendships and spread good value, for me, I'm doing what my life is supposed to be doing. You know, so I'm good like that.
Yeah, it is really worthwhile that you are sharing that, even though you're just making a good friend and as well as you are sharing a quality education to them, that's amazing. But I thought that maybe because we are over here, let's say we said we are starting English classes, so maybe all the students who want to learn English, they are not a native speaker over here. So I thought that maybe how this guy is earning the money, everybody just speaking English beside him. So he just said he is English teacher, only a few students or few people that he can grasp rather than a majority. But you can hit many other countries as well, just like me and other
Yeah,
countries. You can hit,
yeah,
you can make a TikTok and share, and that's kind of things that's very helpful. One more thing I will suggest to you later on, you just give a free session, 30 minutes free session on Zoom meeting,
yeah.
and when people join you, some of them are ready to take a classes. These are also a good things that you can do
Definitely,
to grasp
definitely. I mean,
track.
right now, teaching is not the only thing I'm doing right now, you know. So, For me, like teaching is my bread and butter, right? It's my bread and butter. We make this puts food on my table. Other than that, I have other things that I am doing, right? So for me, teaching is not the only thing. And as far as teaching goes, I'm confident enough to kind of not worry about having students or not having students, you know. For me, it's more about the students that I do take, that they are serious. Like I refuse students, man. Like I have students who come to me, Lucky, can you teach me? Okay, I'll put them through a small examination or interview. I ask them specific key questions. If it's not the answer that I'm want to listen to, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You know, I'm sorry because the only way real development is going to take place between a teacher and a student is if the teacher fully trusts the student and the student fully trusts the teacher, right? Otherwise, I'm just going to be a tutor. I don't like being a tutor, man. I don't want your money to give you something that you can get from somewhere else. No, right? I don't want that, right? I would rather like you actively like listen and grow and allow me to grow, right? And I will take your money for that because I know later on you're gonna make more money, right? But if I'm just
Yeah.
taking your money, right? If I'm just taking your money and you fail your course as well, I don't think this is a healthy thing, you know? I don't think this is a healthy relationship, work relationship. For me as an individual, I don't like that, man. I don't like the way people would perceive like just giving you money to pass a course. I'm not a tutor, right? I'm a teacher. I will try to guide you in whatever, not just English, you know?
Yeah.
America is in the building. Richie English
One
is in the
second.
building. How you guys
Angela, if
doing?
you want, you can send a request. I will try. Hello, Richie. Welcome, Richie. Hello, everyone. Yeah, Richie is also
Richie
an English teacher.
Richie
Yeah,
was
and
here
Angela, she's.
yesterday. Richie was here yesterday. Why not? Richie, come join us.
I'm not sure. Maybe he was still busy with his education curriculum. That's why he did not join yesterday, or maybe still now. Richie, are you free? Maybe he's laying on a bed with naked upper body, so that's why.
Oh no, man, not
I'm
naked people.
kidding.
Yeah, but yeah,
So
so
yeah.
that's what I mean. Is the perception of, when you're paying for a service. I think like in the old school values when they used to like back in the day, and I'm talking before us, when people were in a real field of work, they were born in that field of work, right? So you had families and generations who do the same thing over and over again, and it wasn't because of the education that they became good at that. You know what I mean? They didn't become great because of their education. They become great because they studied their craft, right? They valued their craft. So they put their work in this, like, for example, making cups, because I can see a cup that maybe like there were generations like of families just making cups. Like, so I'd go and study how to make a cup and come and make a cup. It's not going to be nothing in comparison to somebody who was born into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're
Mhm.
right. So yeah, that's understandable that you're right. So let me see who's just ready to join us. I send the two requests to two person.
Yeah.
Angela is unable to join. She just did that. Let's see, Richie. I'm waiting for you, Richie. Are you there, bro?
But
Let's
I thought
see.
I thought we were
So
all.
yeah, you're
I had all my PPTs open today, my PowerPoint presentations. Um, to actually share some information with you today.
Hi, Lucky. May I ask you where are you from? Thanks for responding in advance. Okay, he is from Manchester.
Yeah, I'm from
He
Manchester, England. Come join us, man. Come join us, Richie.
Yeah, maybe I told you that he's just giving or delivering a lecture to their innocent students.
Yeah, I've been doing that all day today. I've had classes all day today from 10 in the morning up until now. So
So
I
okay,
can
you are
imagine.
you are also hiring any teacher as well? Mean to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
any teacher?
we've got two teachers here, also from England, Manchester. We have somebody who's an expert in GCSEs, and we have an expert in A level, in A level I think it was chemistry, something like a scientific based subject. So we have two extra teachers here with us,
So you already have a chemistry teacher. I
Sorry?
could hear some sound. Loki, I used to live in New York. Yeah, he also used to live in New York. Oh, no, York, York. Sorry, not in New York. York in
Northern
UK.
Sound, York, yeah, York. York is an interesting accent to have, but we're not far from York, kid. We're not too far from York.
Yeah, Malik Ziddi. Yeah, welcome, brother. So that is really amazing. Yeah, you said so. You already hired two teacher, chemistry
Yeah.
teacher, other or maybe one chemistry teacher. But if you need extra kind of, extra kind of expertise, you can you can catch up with me without any cost.
Definitely. I mean, the scope of students we have now, a lot of them, they are coming to plan and coming into the UK. So we need some A-level teachers, we need some GCSE teachers. So yeah, the market right now is like that. And we have a lot of higher education students who are writing their dissertations who need a hand in maybe doing some research and maybe translation, red rose versus white rose, yes. So yeah, so right now most of them are university. For me personally, I just take on my students who are university students mostly, PhD students, master students, helping them with their thesis, dissertation write-ups, um, things like that.
Okay, that's cool. So your wife is also teaching? She's also
Yeah,
teaching
yeah,
with
yeah.
you?
She's also no, she's not a teacher, but she's a teacher of art. She teaches art.
Someone sending me a continuously messaging me. I'm not sure what he's sending me, why he's sending. Let's see. Let me put my mobile on a silent mode. Oh my god, mobile is just hang up. Give 1 second. Oh my god, why he's sending me so much stuff? My mobile is just hang. Oh my, I can't do anything. Maybe you're hearing a goon 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 sound.
It's, a vibration, yeah. I mean, it's all good. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it really, man. So we have a few teachers on board. We haven't even officially launched, since the beginning till now. It's just word of mouth. I haven't put any money in advertising. I haven't put any money in any marketing. No,
Okay.
whatever, Facebook ads or whatever. No. And the reason why I'm not active on Instagram is because it's not my market. Yeah. It's not my market, man.
You're
I don't care about Instagram. It doesn't concern me. You know what I mean? Originally, when I started, that was the plan, was to get on Instagram and kind of build a base on Instagram because it's a good place to kind of establish your name, right? But then I realized that this is not my market. My market is China, my market is abroad, and those countries where I am trying to target, they don't have Instagram, right? They don't have Instagram. Are you looking for international teachers as well? Where are you, Mr. Richie? Richie, come and join us. Come and join us, man.
I forget about his country name. I
Yeah.
think so. He is near to Spain, something like that. I'm not sure
Right.
where he is,
Okay.
but he's from Europe, I think so. He's
Okay.
somewhere
Yeah.
Europe.
Yeah.
But let's see. I'm sorry,
So
Rich. We did not talk about that too much. You always say that you are from UK or York and blah blah something like that. I like one thing from your side that is related to Oh my God, he just disconnected. We got disconnected.
I'm
I'm
from
from
Hungary originally. Okay.
yeah. Right now he's also in Hungary and he is teaching from I think so from the morning to up
Yeah.
till going to bed. He's
Teaching
working.
English.
Yeah, he's teaching English. And he also do some session on iTalki. Do you know iTalki?
Yeah, I know I
Hip
talk it.
he just go and I think he found a couple of students over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good place, but for me, like I said, as soon as I'm working for somebody else, I'm selling my time, you know. I'm selling my time. My time is valuable. I don't want to sell my time for something that has no value, you know. So for me, if people find me to teach them specifically English, it means that they went out of their way to find a teacher. You know, they didn't, because anyone can go on italki, anyone can do this. But if somebody went and found me, it means they've been asking people, can I? And and if people have recommended me to them, then that's a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
Tepu, you know, Tepu.
That is
So
a good thing. When people and when
yeah,
your students are recommending you when you are doing something, that's really
I'm doing
amazing, I think
something.
so.
Yeah. I think I'm doing something. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not going to say this in a boastful way. Like, so I try not to get the evil eye. So. Um, like everyone who I have spoken to or taught, I make it my goal for them to remember me and for me to remember them, right? That's my goal, right? So when they leave me, they will remember me, right? And I want to make sure they remember something good. You know what I mean? So for that reason, a lot of my students are my friends now, right? For simply that reason, because when we sit down, we might have class, but we also talk about real things. Yeah, like what happened to you today? Oh, this happened to me today. Okay, you know what? We can fix that. You know, and I guarantee you, you come to my classroom, you're going to feel a part of a family. It's not going to be like you're coming to class. You're going to be part of a family, you know, and it's going to be my family, you know. So, well, for me, I think that's very important, you know. It's not.
Yeah,
Somebody said something interesting the other day. He said that to teach somebody anything, right? You have to engage them, right? So now in the modern day classroom, what you need to try and do is to capture and understand the emotions of a student, and that's the only way they will learn, you know. So I think that's important, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sending a request to the people.
Go
Just
for it.
I know
People,
all it.
come on, people. Let's have a conversation. I have almost 20 minutes left. Let's do this.
Yeah, yeah, just do this. You want to make a long lasting impression. Good. You need to stand out. Gives
Yeah.
summer potential. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's over here with us. Yeah. So okay, Pauli, if you are free, Pauli, you can join us. So yeah, I send a request to Pauli as well. Let's see if he wants to join us. So let's
Yeah,
see.
give something
Somebody.
special. This is my arse, but as well. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, I think in the modern day, right, the way the world is, we need more people to just give good energy. You know what I mean? And I try to do that wherever I go is get good energy, be myself while doing so. And I've been in many positions. Like when I started my life earlier, we used to do music gigs, right? Because I used to be a part of a music company. So when we used to go and perform on stage, at the time I must have been maybe 16 or 17. Like I used to wear my pants backwards, you know. I used to wear my pants backwards because it was a style, and the people who came to watch were like it was the mayor of London was there, the mayor of Manchester was there, so they were like high caliber people, right? So at the end of the show, the mayor of Manchester came to me, shook my hand, and he says, "Nice jeans," you know. So for me, that was like a thumbs up from somebody who has a high status, you know, which doesn't mean anything to me. To be honest, it doesn't mean anything to me. But I'm saying even in those circumstances, like it's pretty cool.
Uh, who's over here with us? Let's see.
It just disappeared.
Oh my gosh, I
Decent kind
don't.
of motivation, even inspiration to some pupils. Yes, man, always be an inspiration to everyone. Yeah.
I just want to know about you switch your career from music towards teaching. This is my question, and
Yeah.
how it could be possible that you are teaching. Initially, you start your career as a musician, and after that, you switch your career toward another stuff. That's really amazing. Second thing, I just want to appreciate that you said first of all you just break the ice while you are asking a common question to the student and hanging up, making a familiar kind of connection. And after that, you just switch towards your normal stuff, which you usually teach to the student. But that's
Yeah,
really important, rather than just bombarding the question that student does not know. Let's suppose this is the grammar thing, this is the English thing. You have to make your mean to say phrases in this way. That's really not a good way to start teaching, but you start like in a polite way, just like getting attachment to each
yeah,
other and try
yeah,
to make a good bond and relationship.
yeah,
And then you have to pass on some aggressive or intuitive or technical kind of question. That is really a fun way to teach, and maybe I think students feel familiarized with the environment easily. So what was
yeah,
that
yeah.
sort
I
of your
think
first?
emotion is key, man. Emotion is key. Oh, I also started out as a musician. Sound like, come on, Richie, man, get on. What are you waiting for, man? Anyway, so yeah, I mean, when I originally, the reason why I switched over though is because I became a music mentor, right? So although I was making music and still like in that kind of environment, I was also teaching music composition to the children who used to come and join us, right? So from that, I kind of got a better feeling of it was just kind of a better feeling within myself. So because of that reason, I started getting into teaching. And then I went to university. I majored in English language and teaching, specifically culture, how culture affects language learning processes. I also have did media and business, and in media and business, I specialized in music and business. So I am having a session with a comedy. Okay, so I specialized in music and business.
Right.
Um,
So
and yeah, so that kind of, so now, for example, everything you see, like I'm genuine, everything you see, like even to these things in a bag, this is all me in my spare time just making this, you know? I haven't paid anyone. I didn't pay anyone
yeah,
to make all of it.
I just want to see what's in your surrounding. Can you show up? There's not a messy thing. Can you show up? Not in your surrounding. You just move the camera on your 30,
Yeah, I don't think that's
36.
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think social linguistics, yes, social linguistics, psycholinguistics, neurolinguistic programming. That's my background. But yeah, man, seriously, like everything you do
There's
it
a
for
new
yourself. Make sure you earn it.
many people, many teacher are marketing in a different way. Let's suppose some of them mindset of English, mindset of language learning techniques. So different kind of mindsets that's present around us. So what are you recommending that these are the only, what slangs words to capture the audience, or maybe
What
they
I
just
recommend for real like serious like honestly I'm only interested in serious language learners. I'm not interested in those who come and say, hey, I want to learn English or I want to learn any Chinese and they come for 2 classes and disappear. No, I'm not interested in those students. And you know what? For those students, I will put the price very high just to make like just to annoy them. And if they pay that price and they don't learn, that's their fault. That's not my fault, right? So that's the first thing I'm going to say is what student you have. Secondly, is what I'm going to say, people who got a lot of plethora of common interests. Look, so I recommend time. Yeah, you need to come on, Richie, man. So the second thing I look at when I look at students and giving them advice is their background. So the first thing, like if I take you through an interview when I'm taking a student on, the first few things I'm going to ask you are what are your goals in life? Not really what is your goal in English. No, what's your goal in life, right? So I can ask you, what's your goal in life right now? Follow your bliss. Thank you very much. Why don't you join us as well?
yeah, he said
That's
that he is
actually,
just he's just delivering a lecture right now. He is busy.
yeah.
So that's why I said that maybe sooner or later, next time, because Richie is also wanna. Yes, goals are so important. Oh, that's a
Yeah.
cool one.
So when I like I said, so when I interview I said, what are your goals in life? Like, I need to understand what your and if a student comes to me and says, well, I don't really know, and I'm going to look at this person, how can I develop any kind of learning strategy with somebody who doesn't know what they want in their life? Right? I can't like so you don't know what you want in your life, but you expect to learn English in like what 2 months? because I'm a great teacher? No, I may be great, I may be bad, but the only thing that's going to allow you to progress and learn is your mindset, not mine. But I get paid
Yeah.
anyway. I don't care. I get paid. Food comes on the table, thank God, you know? So I don't care like if you join my class or not. So you know, so it depends. It depends. So that would be one of the questions. What are your goals in life, you know? And if they can answer that question, then I can consider. Then the next question I may ask is, what is your opinion on global affairs, for example? Because a lot of people don't understand like what slows down your learning process, especially in language learning.
Okay, I'm inviting one lady. She's from, India, and she want to come over
Yeah,
here. Let's see. She's one of
no
my
problem.
friend. Yeah, she will be asked some
So
difficult, critical question. So hopefully you
critical
can,
questions. Come on, let's do this.
yeah,
Hello, how are you
maybe.
doing?
Palvi, can you hear us? I think so. There is some technical issue. I can't hear her.
You're in
Oh yeah,
you're in slow motion. Good. Thank you very much. Welcome.
yeah,
Great,
we can
great.
hear you, but you are in a slow motion mode. I think
Oh,
so. You
oh,
are just waving like that.
oh,
Yeah, super
On
slow
a
wow.
slow
motion.
motion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but I love the bit about goals that you guys were talking about, how important it is to have goals. And I kind of really
Yeah.
like that point, and that's why I kind of jumped in because it is so imperative to have them. So I'm glad you're talking about it.
Actually,
Yeah, I mean,
we many things, but we just head to the goal setting right now. But you can ask a different kind of question because he has a lot of experience in his life. So you can ask anything, goals, and he has maybe more than 10-year experience in teaching, so he can
yeah.
also guide you. But the thing is
Wow.
that
So I have a quick question. How does one figure out what their purpose in life is, or say what they really, really want from their life? Like if we were talking about goals. So how does one
Okay.
figure
should
that
I
out?
answer
Do you want to
the
answer?
things that
Go for it.
the things that
Sure.
keep you away from time or presence, those things is your goal. Mean to say you just do or play with different kind of stuff, but the things that's out of your time, you don't think about what's going on and how much time that you are consuming when you are doing something. That thing is your goal and purpose that you're, let's suppose someone doing poetry day and night, he loves to do a poetry. He never think about the time and energy that he's putting in that things. So he mean that he like poetry. So whatever the things that match up with your personality and you do every day, that is your goal. It take time. It's not easy to figure out what is your area of expertise and what is your goal. But if you recognize, then you can easily accelerate because you love those things. I think so. Go ahead to the teacher, Luca.
I'll add to that, and I agree to what he's saying. But what I would also say is that goals are not easy to figure out. Okay, what I would say is that a lot of people kind of assume that we should have certain types of goals to achieve certain things, right? But we are human beings. Okay, the first goal that we should have is to look after our mind and body, right? So if I go to somebody and I'm asking them, hey guy, what's your goal, or what do you want to achieve, and it has nothing to do with their mind and body, then that is not a sustainable goal, right? So first we have like a sustainable goal that we need to have. Then the second type of goal we have is a career goal. Then we have a financial goal. Okay, so we break them up into three areas, and then we can figure out which one comes first. And by, I think it's Maslow's triangle pyramid. What is it? So it's food first, and to sustain yourself, and then they go further from that. I mean, there's many research out, more than many. There's thousands of people who've researched this. But if you're really trying to focus on specific goals, what I would suggest is to break them down into three categories. Something that is personal to you, okay? Something that is career-wise, and then finally something that
Luca,
meander you
Luca,
into this.
Luca, he
Yes,
is a
sorry about
Richie.
everyone.
Can
Hey,
Hi.
Ricky. Hi, guy. How are you
Hello.
doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I've just finished one of my sessions, and
Yeah.
I'm here because this topic is pretty interesting to me. So
Yeah, of course. It's for everybody, I think.
thank you very much. Hello. Thank you, Tayab. Hello, darling. Hello, everyone. There
Hi.
you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Goals. So what we were just saying about goals, and then I said, okay, so break them down into three. Have a personal goal that allows you to grow in your mind and your body. Have a career-wise goal because that is something that allows you to develop in your career, in your job, and we can't get away from that. And finally, have a financial goal. Okay. Now, me being me, I would add something else to that. I would say a spiritual goal because I believe your mental health is closely connected to your spiritual growth. Okay, so I would say put in some meditation in there. I'm not promoting like any religion here. I'm saying whatever works for you, works for you. Like I went through a phase where I would just sit and listen to music. That was my meditation. Then I went through a phase where I was writing, you know?
For example, when I'm really furious or fuming, I also listen to music, and that
Yeah,
soothes.
Wow.
So that's why I totally agree with you.
yeah,
Totally
yeah,
agree. I started learning English actually. Just
yeah.
listening. That's it.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
so give yourself goals on how to determine them. Characterize your goals. Don't be, you know what the problem is in the modern day is because everybody's looking at everybody else's goals, right? And you
Right.
know what? When you are looking at other
They
people's
don't
goals,
I think they don't listen to their inner instinct. I
yes,
mean,
yeah, instinct, your intuition, you know, your gut
yeah,
feeling.
definitely,
The gut
definitely.
feeling is usually correct.
What
Yeah,
you need, how you can improve, develop, and
yeah,
whatsoever.
exactly. Your gut feeling is
Hmm.
the gut feeling. If you're going against this, you're going against your nature.
It
I'm not designed to be a doctor. This is not my design, right? By design, I'm not a doctor. You know what I
is like
mean?
wanted me to be a lawyer, and I said no.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to teach people, and now
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Exactly. So exactly. So I mean, even that, like, to get job satisfaction as a teacher, man, is something beyond like anyone can. Like people, they say, "Oh, teachers, why are you a teacher?"
yeah.
Teachers don't make a lot of money, you know. Teachers are
Yes, that's
underpaid.
true. That's true.
You know what I mean? Like all the money that I make is not from teaching, right? Teaching is me. It's in my nature to teach, you know. But teachers don't make money, you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Wow. That's a very honest
So
confession. I like it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
and for example, what's really funny, I think that I never wanted to be a teacher. I
Yeah,
never in my life wanted to be a teacher.
Wow.
But
yeah.
I just realized that I was good at it.
Mm.
And yeah,
If
okay,
people
I think
listen to
I'm a
you, then
natural
yeah.
born teacher or something like this,
Mm.
or a tutor,
Mm.
or someone who helps you with the language,
Yeah,
helps you with other things as well. And
yeah,
that's what I have to do. And
yeah.
I became happier.
Mm. Exactly. You know
Hmm.
why? Because students' energy, they're in this bubble of learning, right? And because they're in this bubble of learning, it kind of projects onto you, and then you're in this bubble of learning, so you're continuously learning whilst they're learning. And you know what, sometimes they are specializing in
Yes,
fields, like specializing in
yes,
fields that you have no idea about, and they come and join they come and join your class, and then they are like sharing their ideas, and they're like, wow, I didn't know this. Like, for example, now,
hmm
because it's dissertation season, I'm helping a lot of students with the dissertation. Like, I've got fashion dissertations coming to me. I've got like how to build ventilator. I know how to build a ventilator now. Like, it's not my field, but because I read this whole
exactly,
dissertation,
exactly.
yeah.
For example, I'm not a blacksmith. I'm not smithing. I wasn't interested in smithing whatsoever. But there was
Yeah,
a person who was a blacksmith, and I
yeah,
didn't know, because I'm non-native speaker, and I didn't know a lot of vocabulary on blacksmithing, smithing whatsoever. So I had to research. And doing my research, I actually started to find it really interesting. So I'm now really into blacksmith, and I love watching series. So I learn while I'm teaching, if you know what I mean. I think what you
Best way to learn. Best way to learn is to teach, right?
yeah,
That's the best way to learn.
Absolutely.
that's it.
And I
That's
have
it.
one quick question, just one quick question. Tayyab, I'm sorry to just interrupt, but how do you guys keep yourself motivated every day, especially in
Oh, pretty
current
easy.
times?
Pretty easy. To me, it's pretty easy. I love English. That's it.
Are you talking about specific motivation for learning, or is it just motivation for life?
Just for life, as in.
I mean,
Lifelong learning.
Moti-
Suppose
moti-
lifelong learning, something like this.
I mean
And
that would be that.
I
I
today just did 10 tests to improve myself, and I learned a lot of new collocation.
I tell you what, though. I tell you what I would say is this: like, how do you feel motivated? Is to accept the days that you are not motivated. Right. The moment you fight the day of that you are not motivated, the day you wake up, you're not motivated, and you're like, oh shit, I should be motivated. No, let it happen. You're not motivated. It's cool. Don't worry. Tomorrow is another day, you know? So if today I'm not motivated, doesn't matter. If tomorrow I'm not motivated, I don't care. You know why? Because the day's going to come. I'm going to be so motivated. And you know, all that time I lost being not motivated, this motivation is just going to smash that away. Right?
Yes, exactly. That's why I always say in life, you can get almost anything back.
Yeah.
Except for wasted time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
So true.
So don't worry about not being motivated or not being motivated days. What I like to do is just to look over the goals I've written down, you know, make sure that I'm just kind of reaffirming them, you know, or just look around me. Maybe I'm not motivated because I have to be more observation today. I have to observe more, because if you fight those days where you're not, you're just going to get depressed, right? I've been through it, and most people have. And the moment you start fighting those non-motivational days, you're depressed, man. You're all so depressed. And the easier way to do that, accept it. Cry. There's nothing wrong crying, right? I've cried as a man, right? It doesn't matter. Does that affect the way you guys see me? Probably, but I don't care, right? I don't care,
Yeah.
right?
Of course.
That's
That's very well
That's
said. I like it.
Yeah,
You've
so
got
you
like
Very
a,
true.
you've got like a 200 IQ, my friend.
I don't know. You know what it is? I'm gonna be honest, because of the journey of my life, the progression it took, and because I've had a very like a diverse background. You know, my adopted grandma, my mom's side, she's like Christian, white Christian, Catholic Christian. Then I have an auntie who is Buddhist, and then my father is Muslim, and then you know I've got you know, so I had to kind of observe, and the other thing is I've always been a people's person, you know, so where people were going out, I was going out to help, you know. So I went, and most of my friends were older than me. My best friend right now is like 54 years old, you know.
Wow.
So for me, it doesn't matter. I have Danny. I'm just looking at Danny. He's 54. I have someone else who's older than Paul's 58. You know, and me and Paul lived together for like 2 years, right? So for me, it was like just like this. I'd like to observe people. So I observe them, take on board what they are doing or not doing, and try to implement that in my life. Then I spent a lot of time in many different countries. You know, I traveled the whole of Europe. I spent a lot of time in like the Middle East. I've spent a lot of time in the Far East. You know, so I've always been outside of my comfort zone. You know, so that's how I kind of.
And yes, exactly. Comfort zone. That is so pretty important. Just get out of your comfort zone, because that's how you grow. That's how you grow. That's why I went to England. That's why I went to England. That's why I went to England.
Yeah, exactly. Get out of your comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like, stay out of that. At the moment you get comfortable, nothing's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Sorry,
You need to have.
Makes perfect sense.
You need to have these. How can I say external experiences, or what, I don't know how to call it, but external experiences from different cultures, different people, different thinking, different whatsoever, but something that is different.
Yeah.
And that actually shifts your viewpoint, your standpoint, how you see the world, and whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about. That's what I really loved about England when I lived in England.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. I mean,
diversity.
you gotta push the boundaries and stuff. So yeah, I mean, motivation is a good one, you know. So don't worry about the days you're not motivated. It's okay. Cry it out, you know. Punch the wall a few times,
Yeah,
you
literally.
know, and
Get
then look
drunk,
into the
get drunk
yeah,
maybe.
yeah. I mean, do things that are not that you wouldn't normally do, you know. And for me, like the promotion of, I would say health first, you know. I think health is the most important thing. Look after your health first, you know.
Or
If
just
you're not
dance it
working,
out. Dance it
yeah,
out with
Yeah.
go to the gym,
whoever.
talk
It
to
don't
someone,
matter.
you know,
It
go to the
don't matter.
gym.
Dance it out. Move
Yeah,
and do something. Do something that you, as my friend said it, do something that is not you, but it feels right
yeah,
at the heat of the
yeah.
Mm.
moment.
Yeah, it's to get out of your comfort zone. And what else you got to understand about motivation is it's deceiving. Okay, many people won't share this with you. Why I'm going to share this with you. Motivation. What is motivation? Motivation will just give you some energy for a short amount of time, right? We don't want motivation. We want consistency, right? I want to be
Mm.
consistent. I don't want to be motivated, get up one day, the next day don't do it. I want to consistently do this. So now, like that's the avenue that I like to take is to be consistent. Like if I'm motivated to do it, who cares? I still have to make money today, right? So I'm
You
still
need
gonna
to be persistent as well. You need to be
yeah,
persistent with motivation
yeah,
as well.
yeah. I mean,
Consistent.
persistent motivation by its nature is only going to influence you for a short amount of time. Remember that.
Yes.
That's the other
Short
thing.
Mm.
term, short term.
Yeah.
But if you develop consistency and persistency, then it can develop into long term.
Yeah. So long
True.
term, I mean, long term is the most important thing. But motivation will die. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. These motivational. How many motivational speeches have you heard in your life? Like how many? About probably thousands, right? I'm guessing. None. No, zero.
There are so many of them. I'm like, I can't even recall the number.
Exactly. Thousands and thousands of motivational speeches. And guess what? You're still gonna wake up one day just feeling bad, right? So
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
absolutely.
It doesn't matter. Just accept
Great.
the bad days. Accept the bad days. Happy
Okay,
Sunday. Yeah.
Tayab
Happy
is not
Sunday.
speaking. What is with you, Tayab? What is with you? You're not speaking right now.
Just watching because you did not give me a chance. You all guys so much involved in the conversation. I don't want to disturb you. You just keep engaged with each other, and after that, I will start because I know that you have energy right now. You just joined, so that's why I'm keep.
Yeah. So yeah,
All right.
Great.
motivation, goals, aspiration. Yeah, man.
I think motivation is just you said is only for a short interval of time. But
Yeah,
when you have a
motivation.
you mean to say when you have a vision, goal, determination to do something in your life, then motivation is just like unnecessary because your vision drag you, and all the motivations come from because of your vision, your big goal, your achievement that you are watching in your dreams, and you don't need to worry about motivation. Some people who does not know what they want to do in their life, those people are searching a motivation because they
Yeah,
are
exactly.
goalless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying that there's inner motivation, like internal motivation, and external motivation. I think external motivation, like for example, being, I don't know, accepted to a university, is it's like a short-term motivation that
Yeah.
it wears off, wears out.
Discipline. Yeah,
If
that's right.
if you've got something like that comes from you, from your inner inside, that is you, that's part of you, that will never die. It's going to be like something like an eternal light or
Yeah.
eternal drive or whatsoever.
Mm,
That's so true.
definitely.
Wow, incredible answers, all of you.
No,
Loved it.
I agree with that. That is it's more of an internal struggle than it is external, you know. don't worry about the external factors in life because they will always end, you know. That's the thing about life. It will always come to an end. External factors will always end. Internal factors will always be there, you know. Internally, you can affect everyone, you know. Like your internal energy can just change the world. Or Gandhi, what did Gandhi say? He said, be the change you want to see in the
Change
world.
you want to see in
Right?
the world.
Wise man,
That's it.
because you cannot change
That's
the
it.
world. Yeah,
That's
you
it.
can't change the world.
Think about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream, and now here's the dream, or something like
Yeah,
this.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
that was
yeah.
internal. That was internal as well. And he
Mm-hmm.
changed. He was a how can I put it? I don't know.
Change maker.
So, okay,
Yes, but catalyst to
Yeah,
a
yeah,
some kind of a change.
yeah,
but
yeah. I
but
know.
Mm.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay,
Richie
so I'll
and look,
concentrate on the inner bit, inner
yeah.
motivation, that
That's
is.
not the easiest. That's the most difficult part, by the way.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
most difficult part. Okay, that the internal is the most difficult part. Trust me, because when you're fighting with yourself, you're fighting with whatever's inside of you. That's the worst part, man. That is the worst part.
Actually, many people are suffering what's the bad part of their life, and they just keep remind again and again. The thing is that we just think about those stuff rather than take an initiative to do that, something new. Everyone has a bad, I mean to say, dark area in their life. But those people, those businessmen, or anyone who just move forward to, to don't think about those negative thing again and again. They thought, oh, that's our learning phase. That's why we did mistake. So right now we have to do something else, and they don't wait for the motivation. Take a step, do something right now. Just Richie said, just try to go outside, meet with different people, and explore themselves. That's good. Rather than think on the same thing again and again and sad and just try to be fight inside with yourself. Why these guys do this with me? Why this engineer and doctor kill me? Why they fire me? No, they did. So okay, no problem. So that is your bad part of life. Move forward. So that's things make you. But again, the things coming over here. So if you don't have any dream, you just think about watch a movie and after that you are cursing again and again. So think what you want, why you are just come over here in this world. You have some purpose. And what is the purpose? What you want. If you want to enjoy your life, finds the way how you can enjoy. Catch up, go with friends, chat with them. So that maybe make you more happy. I think so. Sorry if I just take a time.
Absolutely, I
Oh,
agree. What a
well,
wonderful discussion. I
you
loved it.
missed out
Love, love, love
yesterday.
it.
Yesterday we were talking about happiness, right? Yesterday we talked about
Maybe you should be a philosopher. I am not a chemical expert. I know.
but yesterday we were talking about happiness and we were looking at the etymology of the word happiness, which comes from a Latin word called pleasure, right? Pleasure means to please or to cater to other people, to help them,
And that's
right?
the pleasure.
So real, yeah.
I mean,
So yeah, exactly. So real pleasure or real happiness derives from serving others. Okay, so serve someone, go help someone on the street and tell me how you feel. You know what I mean? Instead of ignoring them like most people do, go help them. You know. So
Yeah.
I would say a lot of if you don't know where to start in your journey
Mm-hmm.
of happiness, serve people. You know, make them food.
So,
You know, clean their house, clean their shoes.
yeah,
I've cleaned people's shoes. Like I'm not gonna
oh,
lie, I've cleaned people's shoes. Like, well, there's nothing
or,
wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
or,
that. I've cleaned people's shoes.
or just be a waiter or a waitress because they serve people.
Listen, waiter or waitress, I don't care.
Really?
The lowest thing that you can ever do is clean someone's shoes. The
Yeah,
how
I
that
know.
makes you humble, the humbleness
You,
you get from cleaning someone's shoes, like is on a different level. Because at the end of the day, you know where you're going? You're gonna go into the ground where those shoes are walking on. At least have some clean shoes on. You know, at least have some clean shoes on. You know, so the thing is this: a lot of people, too much pride, too much ego. Forget about pride and
yes.
ego. Like, I don't care
Yeah.
what job, like I was saying to tell you before, I don't care what job you have. It's how you deal with me as an individual and how I would deal with you back as an individual. I don't care if you're a CEO. I don't care if you clean shoes. I don't care if you clean toilets. I've cleaned toilets before too, by the way. That's also been a
I
part of my growth.
I think so. It doesn't matter what you do. I usually
Yeah.
like to kiss a person, especially for girls. That's maybe more blessing share, bless, blessing to others. So whatever you can do, whatever you can do, you have to do that. You just go outside, try to do help as much as you can. If someone need your help, you can do in a different way. You like to polish the shoe to other, that's good. But I would like to kiss to the girls. That's I think so more humbleness. I'm
Exactly.
Humble.
kidding.
Tayeb, I don't
I
know
don't
where
know
this
about.
conversation is going.
I don't know about that.
I feel you. I feel you, man. I feel you. Luki. How can I pronounce the name?
Lucky, lucky.
Luki.
Yeah,
I can feel
yeah,
you. I lived in England. There was a
yeah,
period when I was between jobs, if you know what I mean, and
yeah, yeah,
I didn't have a lot of money, so I was looking for spare change on the
yeah,
street. So I know what's it like to not knowing what tomorrow's gonna offer you or something
yeah,
like this. I was in a
mm,
situation, so I can feel you perfectly. And that's the law. You know, cleaning, shining someone's shoes is the lowest of lowest. Just like when
yeah.
you're looking for fair change on the street as well.
Yeah. You know, I
That
don't mind those. I don't mind those people looking for spare change, the ones who come and ask you, especially in the UK. But I always tell them, you know, every person who comes ask for me for money, I always say to them, I said, look, I'm gonna give you this piece of change, right? You know what? It would be a bit nicer if you offer me something in return for this piece of change, right? Maybe a piece of information, maybe something nice, maybe give me a smile, maybe tell me
never
one
asked.
line that changed your life. You know what I mean? And I always do that. You can go around Manchester and ask any beggar which person has asked you to read a book, right? And they'll always say, "Oh, I remember a guy with a beard and glasses." They'll always say that. You know what I mean? Because I make sure if I'm gonna
I
give
never,
them money, I'm gonna give them something more that that's gonna be valuable to them. You know?
yeah.
Oh
You know,
my
I
God.
never asked for money. I never asked for money. I was just looking for. I was just
Yeah,
searching
yeah,
for them.
yeah. I'm just
Because,
talking about the people who.
but I just know the feeling that you were
Yeah.
talking about. It's the lowest of
So,
lowest.
okay,
That's it.
I
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
question
And
in my
and
if someone asks
that's what makes you humble, or can make you
Exactly,
humble.
exactly.
Absolutely. I agree.
question that for both or three of you. So what are the if someone asks you, tell me about your two negative things. So what you should answer? Two negative things. What is the two negative thing in your personality? Everyone say that I have this, I am sharp, confident, I can do
Now,
this,
I
this. So
think I'm gonna answer
yeah.
first and say, for me, the first thing is I care too much, right? I care too much, right? I care too much about people and their emotion, not what they say about me, but towards themselves, right? So when I see someone who needs help and they are struggling, I find it as that's my job to come and like save the day. Superman is here, but no, it's kind of just messing me up. You know, it messes me up. Why? Because I'm investing energy into somebody or something that is not have value to back towards me. So that's the first thing I would say is I care way too much, you know.
What's the
Second
second one?
second one, I talk too much. Okay. Second, I talk too much, right? So for some reason, right, I will
I
talk and talk and people just listen. No one ever tells me to just shut up, you know? But so I would say those by two things. I care too much and I talk too much.
okay. What
Okay.
what about
Can I go
yeah,
second? Can I go second?
yeah,
Please.
sure.
I'm impulsive. I'm impulsive.
Okay. Impulsive.
Yeah, impulsive. I'm impulsive a lot of
Yeah.
times. So it means when there's some kind of, you know, how can I, injustice or unrighteousness or whatsoever that is not fair or incorrect or something, I can be really impulsive, and I can go out for the person who's unrighteous or incorrect or unfair. So go
So
after
it's me.
person. That's what I can do. So that's
Hmm.
that's
So
bad. And sorry.
Hmm.
I can't catch this idea. Impulsive, maybe those people who are not behaving, mean to say they are just behaving partially, biasness, religious. You are just a little bit aggressive with them. This is your point?
Yeah, I can be.
Okay.
I can be.
Okay.
It's
So
making
it's
impulsive, like usually in a decision based on emotion, you know. So it's usually like a unthought about emotion or unthought about action. That's what usually impulsive refers
yeah,
to.
yeah, it's
Yes.
like that ups and down, but impulsive, just like you are partial for something, for something like that. You are partially behaving. What else? The second one. Okay, Richie.
Second one, I think I'm kind of um, impatient as well.
Impatient,
That's
which
it.
I can see that. I'm kidding. Impatient. Okay, what about
You
Palvi?
need,
Yeah.
you need to be impulsive
All
to what
right.
they.
Yeah, so I think my inability to say no to people. So if anyone keeps asking me to do something, if they ever ask me, I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Even if I feel like saying, no, I'm just not able to say no to people. So I think that is where, and I think the world is too kind. I know the world is not that great and so nice, but I think the
But I
world, despite all its faults, is too nice. So, which
many
I
girls
think
have
is not.
kind heart. Many girls are kind-hearted, so they don't say that no. That's why
That's not
some
true.
many girls. Saying absolute all girls. Some girls are kind-hearted. Next one.
Yeah, yeah, and also I think I'm also emotional as well, and I can't I think everyone is nice in this world for some strange reason. In my head I'm like, oh, everyone must be nice. Although later I find out, oh, people have other sides to themselves. So that is something I'm gradually learning. So these are things that
Yeah, I
I've
think.
learned.
What about you, Tayyip? Tayyip's not answered. You gotta
Yeah.
answer that.
My answers. My answers. Okay, the first one is love speed. I love speed. This is my big drawback. I love speed. I like to fast and pace my life in a two or three multiple. So which sometimes degrade me to take a wrong step because I just want to reach abruptly where I want to go. So
Yeah.
and that speed causes a lot of problem in my life. The second thing is that this is a big problem which I usually answer in a lighter note. I have been living with my family, but I don't know how to cook rice. That's one of my negative point as well. So
What's
maybe
that?
let's
You don't know how to cook?
cook. Yeah, I
Cook.
don't know how to cook. That's
YouTube will help you,
so
Tayyab. I was like you at one point of time. YouTube
Yeah,
really will help you
yeah.
learn good
YouTube,
cooking skills.
YouTube would
yeah.
definitely help with something like that.
I'm just kidding. I just make this kind of question so that you just change. I just change your faces.
Change your faces. Well, I
Oh my
mean, I
God! Some
mean,
some people say that some of our viewers saying that kindly speak little bit slow, and he can't understand that. Okay, we will try to do our best to reduce our pace of speaking, but we have two native speaker, so that's why they can't able to do that. Sometimes they have speaking fastly because it's natural, especially Luca and Richie. So we can do. Palvi and me can speak little bit slower.
I
yeah. I mean,
can
even
speak
going
a
down,
little bit slower as well.
speak like a robot if you like. But yeah, I mean,
Great.
that's an
All
interesting
right
conversation.
then.
Interesting conversation, guys. I mean,
Same here. I had a
interesting
ball.
points as well. Yeah. So what I would say is, I've got a question. Is
Sure.
when you were talking about motivation before, right? You were saying if
Okay.
you don't have motivation, what do you do? So mine is like, what is your motivation? Yeah, do you have a motivation? What gets you out of bed, in the morning?
Okay.
Money.
What gets it? Money. Yeah, I think
Money.
that's the only. I asked that question because, I think I have seen that change a bit since the pandemic began. Earlier,
Yeah,
I used to have a lot of motivation, but since we are locked up in our houses, since then I've noticed that the motivation kind of dwindles a lot. So
yeah.
that's when I.
So what
So
gets you
what
out of bed?
motivates?
Yeah, what gets you out of bed?
Just like you say, show me the money. That is
Show me the
what kind
money.
of
Okay.
that is what gets me
So
out
what do you do?
of
What do you
bed.
do? What do you do?
So
Job wise?
no, so I was a journalist, and now I'm starting something of my own. It's still in very nascent stages, but I'm starting something on my own. So yeah, that's what
Ownership.
I'm working
Ownership
towards.
is everything. Good. Ownership is everything. Always own everything you do. Okay? Always do that. Don't let anyone else
Okay.
own you, right? They might own
Yes.
you physically, right? But they can never own this, and they can never own this, right? Never. They won't be able to do that. Don't
Absolutely.
allow them to do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I won't.
Very well.
All right.
Walk.
All right. I'll let you guys carry on the conversation because I think a lot of people want to join, I think, and only 4 people are allowed. So I'll let you guys have a.
Thank you very much.
Right now,
Thank
we
you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
so much for
Thank
having me. It was a
you. No
pleasure
problem.
speaking to each and every one of
Pleasure.
you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Likewise.
Bye.
thank
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
you over here and share your positivity to us. We really love to hear that. And right now, you both teacher are over here. Oh, Richie is also left. He just also left. Okay, no problem. So if someone want to join,
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty interesting, man. Richie, thanks for joining us, man. Why did you leave? You should have stayed, or would have had a bit deeper conversation with you.
yeah, I think so. He has to do something. That's why he just left. But anyhow,
Same
we
here,
have
yeah. Anyone
so
else?
yeah, right now I think so. I don't receive any requests. Before that, we received 2 requests, but we were 4 over there. So how I could accept them. But right now,
Yeah.
I don't have any requests. Maybe someone send a request, then I will definitely hook up. So
Mm.
that's really interesting things that you share all those stuffs. Beside that, it's a little bit cool in your side in Manchester because I can see that you
Cold.
are wearing a
It's cold. This is a shawl
yeah shawl.
from
Yeah.
Kashmir, actually.
Oh my God, who did? Who just gave to
Yeah.
you?
One of my friends.
Oh my God. So he came from a Kashmir.
Yeah. And he got me one of
Oh,
these, which is awesome. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
think it
it's
looks
really
cool
awesome.
as well. You know, it makes you look serious. You know, like you're going on a journey of life.
I,
So it's
cool.
pretty cool.
I have already 2 or 3 shawls, and but I
Mhm.
usually wear in summer. Right now it's a little bit hot, and so I can't able to use them. All of them are just in my cupboard. So I will just grab them when the winters come, and I will definitely take one of them. I will take one of them. So these are quite common, especially it is a fashion. In our country, it's a fashion. Now, when you have an event, people are
Yeah.
just picking up and just put only in you, just like females do. They put in the front side and they dance in the bhangra and different kind of stuff. So it's really fashionable.
Oh wow. Okay, I had no idea that, but for me, I think it's pretty cool, man, and it looks nice as well. And it's a bit of culture, you know. Like it's just nice to have different things.
Yeah, I have a off-white color shawls, not like that. Off-white color shawls, just like off-white. And it's like a pinkish color, just like yellowish color. Not
I have one.
yellowish,
I
it's just
have
like
one from Saudi. Someone got me from Saudi, right? And it's a really decadent one. It has like gold embroidery. It's black with gold embroidery, which is really nice. But I mean, I can't wear that. You know, I can't. It's not. It's too much. If I'm going to see a king somewhere, maybe I'd wear that. But right now, it's still in my wardrobe. You know.
okay, yeah, that is a cool one. You know, the most positive thing to engage with the teaching stuff because I have been doing teaching as well. So the most
Mm.
attractive thing when you are teaching, so you got many kinds of gift. So that would be amazing. So I think so that you are also enjoying those gifts with those students.
I think the best gift I've ever got, you know what? The best gift I've ever got from a student is probably, I'm just thinking, a notepad. But it wasn't just a normal notepad. It was like a really nice, like leather back, you know, and the pages had like gold on the outside. It was a really, really, really nice notepad. And inside you had sections in there to split your day. You had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you had the times, you know, and then they had a free page where you could just doodle and write things. So yeah, I think that was probably one of the best gifts. Another gift that I got whilst I was in China is a group of students. It was a private class. I taught 4 students together. They booked and hired the whole cinema screen, right? And they took me to the cinema with just me, you know, and it was pretty amazing. People came and served food inside the screen. I think that was a pretty amazing gift as well.
Yeah, so it's very amazing. So yeah, you said diary. It's just kind of diary which has different kind of pages and as well. That's a kind of diary. Okay.
Yeah, it was like a notebook. It wasn't quite a diary. It was like a notebook, you know. It wasn't a diary per se.
Yeah, so it would be nice to see that. So I think so. So you often receive many gift, or maybe sometime you receive gift, or you're
Now,
not.
I mean, now like less so because a lot of my teaching now is online, right? But well, before, yeah, there was a lot of every time I'd go to class, I wouldn't need to take anything with me, like food or something. Like students are coming and giving you food. Yeah, so now less because I'm teaching online. But it doesn't matter, man. The gift of them coming to class is enough. You know what I mean? If you turn up in class, I'm happy.
Okay, that's a cool one. Let me see someone saying that the word that you could not understand was motivation. What is that? The word you couldn't understand. No, sir, please request for Masha. Who is Masha? I can't able to see Masha. Who wanted? Okay, Masha want to join. Okay, let's see who is Masha. I think so. These are your students. Is it right?
I don't know. I hope not.
Okay, let's see. Maybe I
Let's
guess
see.
these are.
I don't know. I don't know who it is. The word that you cannot understand was not. Okay, I don't know. I don't know who they are. Like some of these people, I haven't even been looking to who they are actually. Um,
So,
Martin,
so you
Martin.
usually you go for outing, and what is the condition right now? I heard in the news that you guys just free from lockdown, and you did some celebration, and you enjoy those stuff. Is it right?
Well, I don't know. I mean, for me, I've always been living the same since before lockdown and now, so nothing's changed for me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't really watch the news. I never really watched BBC or anything. That's probably the worst place to get news from. I think the best place to get news from is being out and about, right? So for me personally, it didn't really affect it. For people who are orientated around bars and clubs, like I know they went and enjoyed themselves. So when lockdown was over, everyone went mad to the clubs, partying, drinking. Fair enough. That's just
Oh,
something I wouldn't do, you know, that's something I wouldn't do. I prefer more intimate moments with my people, you know. I would rather go to them on a one-on-one level, speak to them, how you doing? Like, let's sit together and enjoy, I don't know, a cup of coffee or talk about life. That's me, you know. So
yeah.
I don't
What
really.
what is what is the most enjoyable moment in your, teaching experience? So what was that the thing that you enjoy and remember up till now? Maybe someone punched you, someone pushed you, someone pleased you, someone gave you something, someone hug you, maybe your female student hug you, whatever it is, you just share with us.
No, I think the most memorable moment as a teacher, the
Don't say
most
a wrong stuff.
memorable.
Maybe your wife is also listening that because I will record. So don't say a wrong stuff. Maybe your wife listen and say that, look, come over here, what you said.
No, I mean, the most memorable experience for me as a teacher has got to be when, okay, I had a summer camp once, and
Okay.
this was in China, and it was rural China, right? So it was poor students, you know. Some of them, like, they have holes in their shoes, you know, things like that. So we organized the summer camp. There was three teachers, all from the UK, and I was one of them, and there was probably about 25 to 30 students, right, that I was in control of. And my specific group happened to be the poorest group out of all of them, right? So
Oh my
anyway,
God.
we spent a lot of time together. We spent 2 weeks together. So little by little, we started to understand and get to know each other. And I think the most memorable part was this. They in China, when you were in a summer camp, just before you go to university, you have to go to boot camp with the army, right?
Okay.
So so it was day 3 or 4. They had to have a day in boot camp. So they go to boot camp, right? They spend about a day there. They spend about a day there, and then they come back the next day, right? So I'm waiting for them in the coach in the bus, right? I'm waiting for them, and as soon as I come on, sorry, they're waiting for me. And as soon as I come onto the bus, they all just scream my name. You know, they're like, Lucky, you're back. Every single student in that, they missed me so much for that day. They came running to me, started holding me and hugging me. And then that same group, when we left, when we left, after 2 weeks, they all cried. They cried their eyes out. They said, "Teacher, we don't want you to go." They cried their eyes out, man. And we all had a little cry for like half an hour. And I think that was probably the most memorable experience in my teaching life, to be honest.
That is pretty fine. Oh, that's little. When those people never experience the teacher behavior, so they're a little bit attached. Or some teacher attach their student and engage their student and they never able to disengage themselves. That's why.
Yeah, so that's what it was with me. Like it was an amazing experience, honestly. Because I went in, and then the way because they cried and they all held me, and when they left, they all like, oh man. And some of them I still contact them today. You know what I mean? So I think that is kind of the very kind of memorable experience.
Oh my God! Or these students are still with you?
Yeah. I mean, we still talk, we still share ideas, they still contact me, Lucky, how you doing? Like the students that you see who pop up, my students who come on here, a lot of them have been my students that, like years ago, and we still talk today, so for me and my students, that's what I mean. Like the other day we had Sunny in here, and William, today we had Fernando, right? My students, honestly, I try to connect with my students. I connect with them on a very deep level, as opposed to just like, hey, you're a number in my book, and I'm going to forget you after 6 months. And also, my students, if I've forgotten your name, I'm sorry, right? But I will always remember your face. I will never forget your face, right? So I'm like, sometimes you have to understand that the amount of students I've had, like, when I was in China lecturing, like each class had like 110 students in there. You know what I mean? So I cannot like remember all 110 student names, but I will remember your face. Don't worry about that.
Oh, that's cool one. One of my friend, she come back. Okay, if you want to join, welcome back. You can send a request. Oh, there are some people.
Right, guys, I'm not going to be too long. I have some things to do. Let's say another 10 minutes, and I would have to disappear. Yeah.
Only with the next 10 minutes. I will just keep bear with you only for 5 minutes because maybe our listener would be boring. I think so. That session is long. Can you imagine that? How long it is? You just
How long is it, right? I guess 2 hours.
Yeah, almost 2 hours. 1 hour, 42 minutes.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I've only got 10 minutes left, guys. Honestly, though, I will say this: like, Tayyip, he put me onto this kind of like this whole platform, this coming live and stuff. And my background or my outlet is not really Instagram. If you want to join me, you can join me on WeChat. Okay. And if any of you use WeChat, I will put my details here. And join me on WeChat because that's where I am mostly. I'm not really on Instagram, but I will make it though to be here more often because I will have more free time. Busy, like I told you yesterday, busy season is almost over, so I'll have more free time. I will try to come and talk to you guys. Really.
I think so. You have to engage over here. Only not like that. These 2 hour long session. Just 15 to 20 minutes, go live and find a people who can talk to you only 15 minutes. That's reasonable. Rather than just making a long live that's this, it is a little bit difficult because you have to find a lot of time when you go live. So that's why. I just want to say hello, no longer. Okay, yeah, check in, no problem.
Yeah, come in and say hello. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not here much. You know what I mean? So Tayyib has actually put me onto this. So like respect to him because I had no idea people will come and actually listen to like you. You know what I mean? I had no idea like people will come and actually sit and listen to it live. For me, I'm like, what? Okay,
Some of them are just really keen to learn languages as well as try to be understand different culture, how people are living. So that's why they just come over here. So when you go for a walk and moving on a street, you just try to be share with those kind of environment as well with us. Maybe when you go outside, you have to bring your mobile and we can go live and then you share different kind of things and these areas maybe
That'll be
traditional kind of.
interesting. That'll be interesting. And share you my day. You know, come across with my day one day. Let's see. You know, let's see.
Yeah, one day you can also do that in this so that we can see those views by sitting in my drawing room or living room to see
Yeah, yeah,
what you are doing
yeah.
and
Exactly,
how the.
exactly, exactly. I mean, that's probably more interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can, Lisa, you can see on my story when we make a new live session and we will pop up all those posters on our story.
Yeah,
You
come
can keep.
join Tayyip. Tayyip is the man. He kind of like I don't know how he does it, man. Come on, just keep on Tayyip's page, and if he can do it, everyone can do it. You know what I mean? So to keep
Yeah.
continue doing
Yeah, I'm just doing, okay, let me tell you about the journey, why I just do that kind of stuff. First of all, when I request to my teacher to learn this language, I can't find a free kind of way. So in that time, the pandemic is just started. So I just
Yeah,
make on a live session to give that exposure to the other world. And in this way, I just used to practice. So, but
yeah,
when I just grabbed the fluency, and after that, I found other ways where I can practice my English. So let's see,
yeah.
someone send me a request who's over here with us. Okay, let's see. Oh, we
Got
have
quick
only a
six
few
minutes.
minutes. Brother or
Yeah,
sister
come
who
in,
just
jump
joined.
in 6 minutes. Come join
For
us
us,
6 minutes. Hey,
okay,
man,
then speak.
Hello,
how you doing?
Yeah, hello.
I'm fine. And you?
Good, very well, my
Also, if
friend.
you,
Thank you very much.
can you tell
Okay.
me and what's your name?
Oh, sorry, my name is Wade from Iran. Sorry, I have a question. You are both teacher?
Actually, I'm not a teacher. He's a teacher. Over here, you can see
And
this guy is a teacher. His name is Yuki. I'm not a teacher.
okay, I'm a student. If I speak the drawing, because I'm learning English language recently.
Right.
Okay.
So what's
Okay,
the
you
question?
can okay, let me tell you. You can hire him. He has a professional kind of stuff. You can talk to him and what kind of help that you need. Maybe if you want to pass some exam, you can talk to him and maybe he can help you. He will definitely do that. But if you have any other question, short question, you can put right now.
Yeah.
Okay, you can ask me a question.
What kind of question that you want? Okay, what is your favorite activity that you usually do?
Okay, my favorite is music, pop music.
Okay, so how often that you do?
Uh, because I'm playing guitar.
Okay.
Okay, so would you make a fun over here? You want to play for us? You want to play a guitar
Now,
for us? Now?
now,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Only for 1 or 2 minutes.
no, because my guitar is not here.
Oh, where is it? Where is your guitar? Bring them over here. I want to
Okay,
listen your beat.
my guitar is my mom's house. Now I'm my father's house.
Okay.
Okay, so your mother and father houses are different. They are not living
Yes,
in a one.
separate.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now I catch it. So what else? What else that you can
So
share with us?
I have a request. Where are you from? Pakistan or India?
I'm from Pakistan, and he is from
Pakistan.
UK. He's from United Kingdom.
Yeah, from
United
Manchester, England.
Kingdom.
Sorry?
Sorry, United Kingdom.
Yes, the
Absolutely.
United Kingdom, England, Manchester.
Okay. I like
You like England?
London. Yes, Manchester.
Yeah.
I hear
Ronaldo is back. Everyone's
yes, yes.
happy.
Ronaldo travel to Manchester again.
Yeah.
So
Everyone's happy. Everyone
Migrated,
went
yes.
down to see.
you like Luca, or maybe you like UK?
We like Manchester UK. That's what we like.
Yeah, making.
Anyway, guys, it's time for me to disappear now. So it was nice speaking to you again. Like I said, I will try to be more active on Instagram. Thank you to Tayyib for introducing me to this kind of new. It's new to me. This is new to me. Trust me, I've never done this before.
Thanks for coming over.
Uh,
And my viewers should follow Luca. He's a nice person. If you need any kind of help, he will definitely help you if he can do
Yeah,
it.
I'll definitely
So,
advise if I'm.
and
okay,
follow
I
him.
need.
Just go ahead.
Okay, I need both for learning English language.
Yeah, contact. I don't mind. Just contact me if you add me on Instagram and contact me and send me
Okay, sure, sure.
and I will definitely cater to your needs. No problem. That's fine. And the rest of you take care and follow your bliss. It's been a good. It's been an amazing chat. As with Tayyib as always. So I will see you guys soon. Take care. Love and praise. Yeah. Take care, man.
Take care.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye. Thank
Bye bye.
you.
Bye
Have a good night. Bye bye. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Okay, that's cool. So thanks for coming, all my viewer who just joined this live session. I'm very happy to see all of you guys. So wait for the next session. Hopefully, most probably, this new session will be coming in the next weekend. So take care of yourself up to that. Thank you. If you like, so kindly follow us. If you have any comment, any suggestion, definitely send me a messages. I will definitely try to meet your criteria, what you want to listen on this platform. Thanks for coming over here, especially Palvi and other people, Luca and Richie and other person who just joined lives and watch this amazing live. So I'm very happy to see all of you. Thanks here. Bye bye. Take care.